What we want to do now is go into the metric identification. I told you on domestic you only needed to know one number. Well, a lot of farmers and a lot of people don't like metric because they think it's harder. And it is harder. Instead of having to know one number, you have to know two numbers on metric. And what you want to do is, if you look at page 11 in the catalog, what you're going to see is you'll see the metric shapes. And I'm going to take a shaft, and this is the easiest way, the most foolproof way to know that you have a metric shaft, is to pull it apart. As you can see on this, you have a tri-lobe shaft in the middle, which is going to be the Italian metric. And what we would do if a customer came in and we measured that shaft, or we found the shaft was tri-lobe in the middle, then what we would do is we would turn over to page 11 and we'd find that shape. And that shape is going to look just exactly like this right here, the tri-lobe. So we're going to turn over, and if he walks in and he has this, then what we're going to do is measure with the metric transparency system, which is yellow. The metric, if it comes from us, is always going to be a mustard yellow. The tag on it's going to be a mustard yellow, and the ends of the shaft are going to be mustard yellow. So what you want to do is use this transparency to identify it. And it is a little bit harder because you have to know two numbers on metric, because the same hole size can be two different widths. So on metric, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn over in the transparency ID system. I'm going to measure the hole size, and these two right here are pretty close. But what you can see right here is one of them is 22 millimeters. The hole is 22 millimeters, and it's actually 54 millimeters wide. So when I check the hole and then check the ears, this one shows up perfect. And if I turn back to page 9, when we turn back to page 9 and look at it, the very top item on the Italian metric series is going to be a series 1. And when you go across on it, what you're going to find, and go down the bearing diameter, you're going to find 22 millimeters and 54 millimeters. You're going to go all the way over to the left, and it tells you that the part number is a 26154. Remember, I told you all part numbers mean something. 200 is a cross kit. The 6 means it's a Bondioli. The 1 means it's a 1 series, and the 54 is 54 millimeters wide. What you can do is turn to page 88 in the catalog. And on page 88, you're going to see in the picture drawn up there the most typical use. And you'll see in that picture the tri-lobe shafting. So, and what we've done now is we've narrowed our search from the whole world down to 3 pages. Show this to your customer, let them pick out the broken part and replace that broken part. And it's just really just that simple as following through from making sure it's metric. Then what you want to do is measure it. Once you measure it, go to page 9 and then follow it to whichever page it says, in this case 88, pick out the broken part, and you're done.